let's do a palate cleanser before we go into a bunch of gaming news, and we'll do a random encounter.
Hey, there's some good news in there.
Is
there
there
is some good news? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, good news for some.
Me, good news for me. I'm like, hey, especially with them doing Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
All right, so we have a 9.
Hey, look, happy moments.
Happy moments. Most satisfied from an RPG game ending.
Damn it, Blood Axe, you're good, man. Oh, I've had some amazing RPG moments.
Most satisfied.
You do this to me on purpose. You know I've played too many games.
I know
Blood
there's
Axe.
so many. And I suck at finishing stuff.
Blood Axe, you go first, man, because you killed me. Because I could go all the way back to like freaking Nintendo with this, man. Like I'm all the way back on Final Fantasy 4 or 2 in US, but Final Fantasy 4. Like, oh man.
Yeah, I think. Well, the reason I put this up there is I was replaying an older game a while back. This is how old this question is. I had to stop thinking about why I put this question up there. But no, I was thinking back at when I was playing KOTOR 2 and the whole Kreia to Darth Treya.
Dang it, you just added a new one.
You kind of saw it coming, but it was still kind of interesting. And then the fight, even though at max level, was still a tough one. But the whole story, the way it all came together, the way it was executed, I thought was extraordinarily well done. And it's the one game I think I have played the most in my lifetime. We've all played multiple games multiple times through, but from start to finish, I played KOTOR at least a dozen times. And we'll play it again when I get bored and have nothing else to do. So my submission for this answer is Knights of the Old Republic 2. Just because of the well done story from start to finish of the game, but the ending was extremely satisfying to me.
Dude, especially, let me say this to add on to that, especially because I did a run where me and Kreia were like this, and it does change the dialogue, and it was heartbreaking.
Oh, no.
Because, her reaction and how sad she sounds, like, broke my heart. I like you could tell she was kind of like, She almost wants to lose to you. She even kind of goes, you're going to have to strike me down. And it kind of changed the whole mood of the ending that I no longer felt she was even trying to beat me, but that she just couldn't handle all she'd been through and was wanting to lose to me. And that was just...
I will say, him saying KOTOR threw that into my head, and that was such a good ending. That was a good choice. I'm going to... Like, I almost want to copy your choice now, but I'm going to go with a different game, and that is Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, you bastard! God damn you, son of a bitch!
Like, all the endings. There was multiple endings.
But when you
but
get
they were
that
all,
dragon spawn, and you...
Well, and they were all reasonable endings. Like, and each
the
one...
The Loghain ending was actually sad. The Loghain, when he does it, sacrifice himself, that was sad.
I mean, each ending's had a different feel to it. A lot of times you get these multiple ending games like that, and the multiple endings are just sort of blah, or there's only one that really matters. But that one, I could feel any of those endings being a canon ending. Like, usually you can pick the canon ending out of a multiple ending game, but with that one. And I guess, with the way it carries over to the next game, all of them can be canon too, because each ending could carry over to Dragon Age 2. Sadly, Dragon Age 2 sucked. But no, Dragon Age Origins did great with endings.
Yes. I'm going to cheat. I've got to do 2 because you both took 2 of mine, so I get 2. The ending of Final Fantasy VII OG, when you go one-on-one with Sephiroth and you omni-slash that bitch, was titanic. But from a more recent game, the reason why is because when I thought about it, the theme started playing in my head and I couldn't get it out. Kingdom Hearts, man. Like, the first Kingdom Hearts is a game that affected me very personally. It was a very emotional game that brought me back to my childhood, and him turning the door to light was a very, very well played out moment that is also iconic. Both of those scenes are iconic endings too, but I will admit that it's because those are my two, because these two brilliant bastards snagged KOTOR and Origins right out from under me. Because he said ending, not game. I said, well, let me think of the game that when it ended, I was like, yeah. And it was like Final Fantasy VII, original, not the remake. And
well, the remake
Kingdom
hasn't
Hearts.
had an ending yet, I guess, because I mean, not all the parts are out.
That's true. And Kingdom Hearts 1 was a game that when I finished, I was immediately like, I want more of this. This was incredible. And I played through it again. You know how good an RPG is? That's why y'all are bringing up KOTOR Origins, because those are the games that you beat and then you started over almost immediately and just played through again. When you go to an RPG right after you beat it and you start a new game, and that was me with Kingdom Hearts. I immediately said, now a Magic Run, because I went melee run. I was like, I'm going through this whole game again. And I played it through a second time immediately. Like, no cooldown. It was started back up, ran through Mage Path all the way through the game. The story didn't even change. That's how good it was. I didn't care.
I guess that's another thing. I mean, the ending, how good an ending is and how well you leave a game also picks up on playability. Because I will say, you know, KOTOR, played it multiple times.
Oh, immediately started
Dragon Age Origins, played it multiple times. So, yeah, no, definitely.
Dude, KOTOR and Dragon Age Origins, the one thing they've got on Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII is, come on, we were all doing it. I was playing multiple characters through at the same time. I had like light and dark running side by side through the game. And in Dragon Age, I was running the Origins, you know.
I usually do at least a melee and a magic. When it comes to if the system's good, you know, if I enjoy, and I did, you know, and I beat it with both melee and magic.
I even played the Mage Origin more than once just to play it as a human and as an elf, and it's but there was a change, but it wasn't even that much, but it still was enough for me to do. I'm gonna play a mage. I'm gonna play a slightly different mage.
I did the mage so that I could twice because I wanted to go the more evil blood. You know,
I was never not
stuff.
A blood mage. Well, I even played the elf origin as both genders,
where you could get the expansion once you get
right. And then like I even played the elf background as both genders because of the start being different. And that was the only difference, but I didn't care. I went like, yeah, I'm going to play.
No, I will say I actually played Origins as multiple genders because of the difference in the game.
Yeah,
story.
like remember you actually are in the house, like you play as the bride that gets kidnapped when you're a female elf, and you kill your way out of the house. It's awesome. You want female empowerment? They act like that junk's new. Play Dragon Age Origins and play the female elf. You teach those men a lesson. I had a path of ass everywhere, man.
All right. Well, let's move on. We have.
Sexist pig. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's fun to play a good female character. We'll get to that later. Blood Axe has a great section coming up where he gets to. I mean, even though it's not about that, I'm waiting to hear from him, man, about Metroid.